And then you get back to the area section here, this tab. You have this existing, so that is my initial condition, right? That is my initial, those are initial stands I have, all of them existing, stands A, B, C. See the order matter here? So if you put A before existing, that will work. The order here matters. Now you have to come up with this in age. It's not just hard. Should be side view that's there, not it's a slip. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, I agree.
No harvest.
Supposed to be prescription. Yeah, prescription, yeah. Good. Supposed to be prescription there, let's get back, and then here we define another theme. We call it prescription, and then in age. Supposed to be no action, no harvest.
The spaces that don't matter. How you're spacing the stuff.
Oh, no, spaces here, no, they don't matter. So once you save this, turns blue, and then you get back to your area section since you plugged in from the Excel file. Now it's all red. This means you have the working setups. So something you can do, something I told you that happens a lot is when you do the question mark. See, when you save the question mark, it's still red. That means the model understands what question mark is. And question mark here means it applies to anything. It applies to the entire data set. Okay? Let's get back to the age. That's no harvest condition. And you have one that means stage, and that is the area. And this information is here because it's something that you can't change. You're not going to change area. The area is assumed to be constant across the entire plan period. So if it appears in the area section, it's not going to change, right? Okay. All right. So we have our basic information here for our model. We have status, we have stand, and we have prescription. But let's get back to our the existing here. The existing tab in that file gets you the yields. So those yields, you can find them in the description of a problem. Somewhere here you can find those. Oh, there. For stand A, for stand B, and stand C. All right. They all here already translated to be Woodstock. So remember the Y defines the yield. A yield that is based on age, that's why we use this keyword here, finding the age. So for each stand, you have to do that. And see the mask, existing, C and age, these are the yields that you're building in that yield section. So just copy that and paste in the yield section. All through this, all through.
I think yields.
Cool.
Why aren't you pasting?
All right. So He started blue and green. The keyword is supposed to be green. The yields that you plug in is supposed to be blue, and the mass is supposed to be red. So you have that kind of color structure, and the model is good to go. You see there's a lot of spacing issues. You can correct that.
Is that a problem?
It doesn't matter. No, it is not. Woodstock understands them and just like correct them just so you can see. But no, you don't have to. Okay, so now you have yield streams for all of them. Right, you have yield streams for all of them. That's the basic setup for the model. You have the existing stand, you have the themes for existing stands, and you have a theme for a prescription. In this case, we're not doing anything with that prescription. This is well defined in the area section here. All right, so we're good to go. Now we have all the yields that we need for those three stands. Now let's go to the
Would that be just the three policies that we have to put in? So
yeah, we have basic setup, we are good. We can go now to the output section. And then in the output, let's create an inventory output. So we can sum all the volume we have for all the stands. So create an output, just type in output. It's common sense to use like a kind of a wording guide to find output action yields. So you put an O before any output, and then I'm just going to name this inventory. All right. You can put a description here, so that's the inventory. Wall volume. And then you have the source, so you have to put. And now here's that trick that I've shown you with the shortcut. So you put question mark and control space, and it pops up through all the question marks.
Well,
Or you can just type it. We just have three teams, so 3 question marks. So this means we're going to apply some calculation to all stands. All right, no filter.
you clicked control space.
Question mark.
Hashtag.
One
No
question
filter.
mark.
Casio,
Yes.
I know I learned this stuff long before you did.
You just put
Don't
one
you have to have a
question
semicolon in front of the comment? So you had inventory and then you have the
mark.
rest of it? Or is it okay to have,
Here, the description, you mean?
the description?
Oh, no, you can keep that here. I mean, you can put that as a comment. Yeah, good.
So it's still that way then?
Yeah, so that way.
So he was recently trained, I was trained a long
No,
time
yeah,
ago.
that,
So that's
that
why I
is-
was asking that question.
when you put a semicolon there, it's a comment, right?
Why is it just one question mark? Why
But
isn't it
what I'm
doing
trying to
3?
do here
Control
is
one
the-
question mark, then control space.
I'm trying
Oh.
to sum all the cubic foot volumes
Thank you.
for all 3 stands. So you copy and paste that yield corresponding to the cubic foot volume. That's the same name for all stands, so you're good. You don't have to type in different variables here. Just copy any of them and just put it here. Then you have the inventory keyword, infinite keyword.
Do you have to copy it or can you just do Q
You
underscore?
can just type in.
Okay.
Just type in and just copy paste. Woodstock is entirely built on a text file, so you can do whatever you want in the text file. When you save it, you see the colors there. If you see the colors, good. If you don't see the colors, then something wrong. All right. All right. So that's your output. Now something you want to do is to check your output. Not this.
You just added 3 question marks in the lifespan box.
Do we need to do that?
Yeah, no, a second. So you put their event keywords and then you put the yield. Right? I inverted it.
But did we need to do that thing in lifespan or no?
Yeah, what did you do in lifespan?
Oh yeah, lifespan. I forgot to go through lifespan.
Dude.
Lifespan, remember lifespan is just the max age before it's in it. So you go to lifespan, you put all question marks there, and then you put a big number. Usually they have a rule for that. It's supposed to be, I guess, 5 times the max age of your stand, something like that. I just put a big number because you have to care about it. Just put a big number there and the model will work. All right?
Why? Cool. Is
Right?
it just
What's the
No.
character question mark again?
What?
it's a question mark?
Yeah,
Control
you-
space, right?
yeah, control
And then
space, you just type
space
one,
again. Or control space.
So you get back to your
There you
output,
go.
it's not
And
working.
then
Why did it
delete
do that?
those. I don't know. It did the same thing to me. I just thought I messed it up or
And
something.
then what is it, 1,000 after that?
Yeah.
And then you would, and then after that.
right?
Yeah.
This
You're
is
good.
Those
the
are
front.
first output.
Yeah.
Not optimizing anything. All right, let's check these results. Double click on it, show current not double click, sorry, right click on it, show current values. And you see the graph, or you can see the values.
Where is she?
My option here shows that.
Mine won't do
Yeah.
it.
Mine is too.
When your option is not showing up, you just hit this compiler.
Oh.
Just check this box here.
Mine still won't do it.
Yeah, mine still won't do it either.
Which box is that?
Yeah, you
Compiler.
just check the compiler box. Oh, you have to run the model. So to run the model, you just push the first arrow button to display. Play, yeah. First
The
play
one with the
button.
check through it or the
Not the check.
The one with the check through
I
it,
see.
it just checks your syntax, meaning if you're using
What
the
do you
right grammar.
Mine says age does not exist.
This model's fine.
Then what do you do with the window that opens? Do you close that or leave it open? This
Yeah.
ran and then do I close this or leave it open?
Yeah, you can close this one.
Okay, and then I can go over here and
Oh, this is supposed to be age, not AG.
there we go.
See here, age.
Oh.
Yeah, now I click there. Let's see. Good, you can close that. Go to the output, this one.
Interesting.
Okay, so this keyword is summarizing all the volumes for you. Y'all got this part?
Why is it that loud?
So if you double click
You never even check.
on each of these numbers, you can see where it came from.
Interesting.
So you have record number 1, that's the area of that stand, of those stands, and that's the inventory, that's the multiplication of all the volumes by that area. It's some, right?
That looks identical.
And you can mark here
No.
your subscripts, your themes. You can check them, you can criticize them. So now you have existing, the area for each of them in the volume corresponding to each thing. It's something, right? You check these boxes here, you have have age, you have the action that is taking place. In this case, we haven't set any action, but Woodstock understand that inventory can work as the action and summarize everything, invent everything. And the period zero, you're not optimizing, right? Or you can see the result in the graph. So if you hover the pointer here on each period, you can see the volume. Right?
Look at that.
The other way of seeing those results is click that
That's it.
play button,
That's all.
and then you see this. That's the report section. That's the report area where you place all the graphs. So this output here is what you just created. So you just grab that and put it here. That's the same graph. Right? That's basically the same information that I just showed you. It just takes more time. I like it. I prefer to just select this and look at the value of this. But yeah, that's it. All right, now we know the volume of our stands across the entire data set, right? Now, let's get back to our landscape and keep building the model. So next here, I just have my cheat sheet, so it's easier to find it. So the prescriptions here, those are the prescriptions. To take this down here. You have them, you didn't say.
Where is that on our Excel?
No, this is in the model that you downloaded from.
How do you switch back and forth between the models?
Wow. You have to type in.
Oh,
No, I'm
okay.
kidding. You go there in this yellow button here. There's an arrow pointing down. You just select that, and then you select the model you want to open.
Ah.
All right. In my case here, this model is the full model, so I have access to all the features, all the components of it. And then I just copy and paste and select the other one, open, and we want to get back to that.
How do we do that? How do we do that?
I'm not
Just this button here, the yellow button, there's an arrow, but you just click the arrow, and then you select the model you want to open, and then switch back.
Do we have the other one?
We have it. Yeah, that's our first thing you downloaded.
The thing with,
How do you
this is very useful actually. Because when you're building models in Woodstock, you never
This?
Little arrow, down arrow.
keywords.
This?
You never
Down arrow, yeah, and it's like the
type
balance.
in.
Yep.
You just usually go to
And
model,
then
create it, and
landscape?
Yeah.
grab stuff there, and then drop in the model that has created.
OMJ, please work. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so here we have all the prescriptions you're interested in now, and we have prescription number 1, number 2. We have a prescription number 2 post-staining. That's while you're that's one of the conditions you're looking for. Prescription number 3 and number 3 post-staining, and the no harvest condition. Usually called no harvest as and a no action. That's why I like no harvest. That's a prescription that's just grow prescription. All right, any questions here? We also have to set up good sites, poor sites, right? So here's a good set of keywords you can use.
Yeah, I was doing that.
Yeah, look here. You have the good sites. The stand A is a good site. So after the stand B that you created. You want to aggregate the stand space under similar conditions. So you use this aggregate keyword. And I'm saying, oh, I have good sites on stand A. So I'm going to aggregate good site stand A. But I have 4 sites in stand B and C. So I aggregate those stands in the 4 site class and put B and C below. Now Woodstock understands that good sites correspond to stand A and poor sites correspond to stand B and C. Okay? But this aggregate structure must be after the theme, below the theme, below the theme stand. It's where you define the stands.
What if it doesn't turn that dark red?
If it doesn't, we have to save it.
So we're deleting what we typed in earlier, the theme RX, really, because it's in the prescriptions now, right?
No, the prescriptions are below it.
So, but what you typed in earlier, just theme RX, no harvest.
It's just-
that gets deleted.
It's the
No,
same
but
thing.
it's all
That's
there.
redundant. Oh, you see what I'm saying? This.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's the same.
Oh, yeah, no, this is supposed to be, you can delete that, but this is supposed to be.
Okay, mine's still bright red. Why is it?
all that.
Why is
I
it
mean,
bright
it's the
red,
same.
not dark red?
Save it. Or copy
It is
the
saved, dog.
aggregates on there too.
Control
Yeah,
S.
the aggregates, they.
Control
they come
S.
after the.
She's right now.
And it's still a red bar.
No, it's not a red bar. The text is red and not dark red.
Did you
It's not
copy it?
turning red.
Maybe they.
It's red, but it's not that red. It's bright red. Is that a problem? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Bright red
It's gonna be up
is,
there.
I think it's the projector. Just your computer has bright red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colorblind, maybe.
What?
Are you colorblind?
I don't know. Maybe. They're 2 different reds. My bad.
You're at this one.
Why don't you sign for the meetings?
Oh, hold on. Let me
They look the same.
try a little bit harder. I'm sorry, guys.
All right. Any ideas why we're doing this? Because we have to use some stands of foresight for same position, so we don't have to rewrite different, we don't have to rewrite the same prescription over and over as we have more stands. We share the same conditions, we just have to write it once. And then in the theme, you put just foresight. So in the question mark, instead of putting there stand A, that is poor, and then other stuff, you just put a good site.
This is
And
ready to
then
look.
all the other stuff. You don't have to do stand A and then stand B and then stand C. You just put a three. Right, represent the whole set of stands that share the same condition.
There's no active.
Right? That's why we're using this. Okay, let's go to the field section now. I'm just going to check that.
I just copied it.
Should we have copied everything, like the young ones too?
There's like
From the other one.
OG and young?
Yeah, you can copy all of them. Yeah, I'm going to use them.
What do you mean if you want? Is it necessary
It's
or
gonna
no?
get put in later.
Maddie, I don't know what you have against me today, but you can meet me outside after class.
All right, let's go to the yield section again, and in that Excel file for the yields, you have a tab here, spreadsheet, a sheet that says prescription number 1, and you have all the yields already placed there. So you just copy those tables and place them in the yield section now, all right? There's the yield section, your new model, your anti-model. Just place them in.
There it is.
And it's good practice to just add comments here, so I'm going to do prescription number 1, so you know what's going on in the set of tables. And I'm going to do the same for this one here. This is just this thing. So
Wait, what did you have?
Comment.
all the stuff
One of what you just kind of pasted the other,
this one.
all the stuff from tables from our, from each other.
just, yeah, you can put them all. Just put them all in, common.
Bless you.
Okay, last one, just copy them.
Ooh, my thin cubic feet is not turning blue.
Ooh.
Is yours? We haven't put it.
Mine isn't either.
We haven't put the function in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's
So
understand what's going on here.
Our
neat
yeah
it is.
document.
Mine's copyright like
Our
that too.
thin cubic feet does not have a function anywhere else in our model or something because it doesn't have. It's not blue. Also, you got to take out the space between pore site for it to turn red.
Yeah, I had that problem too.
Oh, yeah.
But our thin cubic feet is not blue yet. But I assume that's just because we haven't accounted for it yet somewhere else.
Oh wait, mine just turned blue.
When?
Just now, I don't know.
Well, let me save it. I might
Save it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Never mind. I'm done. I'm not
Got it?
speaking. Yeah, I forgot about the same
Let's,
thing. Because some of the stuff turned blue, but some of it didn't. And
What's
then
on the lines that have RX1?
RX1.
What's on the lines above it? What's that for?
Is that you just?
That's its existing.
Yeah.
You get behind them,
But then between
That's just
the
comments, right?
existing, yeah.
Yes.
There's something else in there that I don't have in there as well.
That's the first sheet that file was.
I have, yeah, I have those.
this is. I wish I could write this.
You say y'all's pore site was red.
Yeah.
Oh,
just take
you
out
gotta
the
put the
space.
the space that's in there, and then you take it out, and then you save it. Is yours doing
Just get rid of the
it?
space.
So,
I
wait,
wish I
put
could
it.
write
Take out that.
You gotta write this.
No, save it.
All right, let's understand what's going on here.
It
This is
should be
saying,
red.
yeah, let's get back to landscape to understand what those codes mean. So prescription 1, that means P1. So now let's get back to the file description and understand what prescription 1 is telling us. So for all sites, at site prepare, plant, prepare, cut, at age 30, all future stands regenerate again in the same method. That's a regeneration, right? Prescription number 1. So that P1 indicates that prescription. For good sites, you're interested in good sites. Actually, that is for all sites, so this is all of them. Let's keep it this way.
My stuff isn't underlined like that. Yeah, mine's blue, not have red underline. Yours looks like with the red underlines, mine is. So that's what I'm saying.
Let's get the yields again.
Yeah.
This is cool.
There you go.
I don't know what just changed.
You have to save it when you run the automatic.
Here,
All fixed
go
there?
back to IAN.
Wait, what did you fix, John?
Cannot replicate
Go
it. I just deleted it.
You just saved it.
I saved it.
These
I
have
deleted some things. There's a space, there's a weird space on my pants. I deleted it.
This is the tab. This is yields.
Okay, there you go.
It does look like there's two different shades of red.
Go back to.
See?
No, I was
I'm
having that
not
too, man.
crazy.
No, I was having that too. I had to fix it.
John backs me up, and Dr. Roisey, and that's Dr. Roisey is really all I care about.
So did he spell regen that way back in the landscape?
Try to get closer.
REGN.
Landscape. Where is it?
RE. Wait, where are we looking at? We're looking at the yields.
We didn't do regen
Yeah,
yet.
we did.
Where?
In landscape.
Where?
Right there.
Show me. That's IAN. Oh.
Wah, wah.
Oh yeah, we did.
So it's spelled that way?
Yeah.
It's still the same. There's no cap. It does it have cap case sensitiveness?
Doesn't have caps in.
Might make the difference. So
Or
it's
red.
lowercase.
Yeah,
So should we be lowercase? I mean, mine's the same.
it's
What are you
okay.
talking- Where's your red difference?
Ask Casio.
Like this and this?
If case makes a difference.
I don't think it does because the cubic feet. Well, where's the differing red you're talking about?
This red. Okay, now it's good. But over here, this is not
Ah.
that, and this is also not that.
Oh yeah. But this is how it was on our first one when we did our areas. Like it's the same red as our areas.
No, I know, but that's why this is the same red. So I was like, why is this red different? I thought I did something wrong.
There might be something else in the model.
Cool.
Do you think they named it Woodstock after the?
Or maybe it's
The
it has to do with
festival?
Woodstock.
Well, maybe they wanted to like do it.
It was named after Peanuts character.
Really? I thought its name was like. That's what its name is.
Yeah, little
Snoopy's friend.
yeah, little birdie.
Oh, I didn't know what his name was. He doesn't talk. Wait, what does the bird have to do with forestry?
It was a joke.
What does Yahoo have to do with that?
Because it's Yahoo. Google doesn't have to do with anything. Well, Google is everything. So then it's like insinuating that you can go to Google and find anything because the Googleplex.
Well, so this is like, keep track of it.
So this is like you watch cartoons and
Woodstock.
do forestry.
Keep track of your woods.
They should make, instead of this tree, they should make it the bird. That should be its like logo.
Write a letter to him.
I think I should, but then we might have some copyright issues. We might have to make an off-brand Woodstock.
Yeah, slightly different looking birds. So
It's blind.
Charlie Brown doesn't sue you.
I
Yeah.
think Reed can, if you want, it's definitely not being recognized. Did you save it? Or he didn't save it?
Well, it is red. It did turn red. Like,
But it's
the
not
text
bold
color.
red.
It's not the text color though. So I think it's being recognized. It's just not.
Tell me about it, kids. Tell me about it.
Mm.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Because it wouldn't have run before if that wasn't being recognized, would it? Because this is what it looked like before, and it ran. So I see it's recognized.
But why is good sight bold and these aren't bold? What does that mean?
That's probably just how it's recognized.
Just how it is?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
All I know is copy and paste.
I'm a professional copy and paster.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my resume.
Me too. Skills, copy and paste.
Can copy and paste into Woodstock.
Can copy and paste with mouse or keyboard.
I was not a professional copy and paster.
Did you mess it up?
I mean, I copied and pasted it, that's for sure.
Wait, is yours still not working?
No, it's working out.
Oh, okay.
I even got different shades of red like he does.
No way.
My red's changed.
It's crazy.
What are you doing now? Like, you use baseball, right?
Are you going to Ashley's today?
I see what
Oh,
you're doing.
never mind
I
then.
I'll do it too.
One more.
I don't think I was invited.
Are you going to Lila's thing?
I'm not going nowhere.
Oh, today's Halloween. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Lila's having a hot dog thing,
I got
and I'm afraid of hot dogs, so I won't be there. But
I got forestry practice and homework, so
yeah, me
I will
too.
not be attending.
But I also have an exam tomorrow. But you only live once, right?
What? Oh, the syllabus.
Yeah.
Finna hit the glue with shuffle.
So, Lila's having a hot dog thing?
Yeah, she's having. Lila has this thing. It's like this inside joke called the no hot dog list. Like she would grill these hot dogs, and then if you pissed her off, she would put you on the no hot dog list, and then she wouldn't give you a hot dog. So now it's just kind of like this funny thing, and I guess this restaurant has these hot dogs on Tuesdays, So now she like has these hot dog Tuesdays. So
Go for a hot dog right now. I'm starving.
I could not go for a hot
Well,
dog.
this thing Bowl Adam's going crazy right now.
I didn't know anything about you.
I've
It's
heard
the
enough about
culture.
glizzies. I want one of this one.
I guess you gotta go to
The ones with like
Yesterday
that
was Tuesday.
red.
It is, dude. It's $2 glizzy at Snoopy.
Why do they?
You know, you get a whole pack of them, John, for about.
Yeah, what's Hebrew Nationals?
No.
I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of those hot
I'm
dogs.
hungry
So,
too.
Carolina
Oh,
Pack.
what do you have
That's
against
my leftover
National?
portion.
Don't make it. Don't make it that. Just
I wish I could go
Yeah,
to
that was
forestry
a lot of,
practice, but I'm not good at
That's what Ed said.
dendrology,
Ed
and
said
I don't
it's
think
just
I
like
could
go
work
trick or
saw.
treating night. So what happened?
I had to get Noah to put my suitcase on the thing on the plane.
I just don't think they're good. I'm
Do
sorry.
you know how embarrassing that
I
is?
got some mid glizzies.
Noah.
You could do what's it? That one. There's one of them in Conclave. Like aerial image.
Will you throw me some glizzies?
Analysis or something.
Oh, I can do that.
Anybody have any
That's honestly kind of thing.
problem with the themes?
Why don't they have archery? That's like,
They do.
oh, they do?
I shoot archery.
This one did not.
The what now?
Oh, that's.
I shoot archery for the club.
Oh, well, maybe I'll do that then.
Are the themes case sensitive?
No. Themes are not cases.
We're so
There was a
I just got it back up.
Get rid of that space.
Still wants more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, now I'm a real Woodstock.
Computer maybe. Yeah, just as soon for themes now.
What is it?
There might be a case, we have a case here where Woodstock's understanding 4 themes and there is only 3. For some reason, there's an extra theme. That's why the model is smaller. So if your model doesn't work, it might be something like that. Just try to add another question mark in the end. That might solve.
Can you go back to the theme? Again? For the landscape, that's the landscape.
Yep. Interesting.
One day, in like 60 years, I'll retire, and then I'll be happy.
What?
Can you go back to the yields again? Just try to make the yields into lowercase. Because it. No, not that one.
Which one?
Oh, the other one that you wanted before?
The one
Regen.
down below.
Regen.
That's
Yeah.
right there. Save it. No,
It's not case.
it just looks like a different color. That's my issue.
We're not the only ones, Dr. Rosie. We might be, but we're not.
How long ago was this created?
All good? Everybody got it to work?
Back in, we were working on it back in the late 90s.
I still like.
So it's new.
5 years.
I don't do my own
So
labor.
9/11 happened between Woodstock being made and now,
This is the 2003.
and we're still using it.
Dude, because 9/11 had great impacts on how far out
There were some big impacts on 9/11. That was kind of the whole point.
We lost our
That's cool.
generation love and all these things. They were on that plane.
Oh, the lab volume contacts were on the 80s.
That was our version of the burning of the library at Alexandria, right?
Austin Honey's grad.
Austin
I can go back and
The implications of 9/11 on Bob, like my plantations and stuff.
I know I've had several times.
That's actually what we went to war with, because they were the
Well, I bet you've never had a Marriott, because none of them do math.
I don't want to.
Ever.
People died, but we also lost our
You know, we've never had a Marriott.
They're the
Yeah, they're all
We've had
nasty lawyers.
We've had one
See you someone.
Hmm.
These are law of genetics.
Have you had opinion? Probably not. They're also all lawyers.
Yeah, the plane that landed in the field could
They
actually
had a
destroy you.
PRS score.
What are you waiting at?
We'll rebuild.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
How much does this cost?
Wait, how much?
What you gonna say to your parents?
Jeez.
I'll make my own. Jeez. I literally would. You could, for that, you could pay for a college degree in computer science and make your own.
But
I
do they, but
suppose.
could they not pay to have their own game? AK fire shatters.
Well,
Yeah,
think
no,
about it.
like,
If you pay a computer scientist, that's like
$1,000 a year. How many years do you have to go before you could have your own internal? It's even worse. It's like that's what I'm saying. Though. Why are they
So
paying
why
for
wouldn't
it?
they just make their own? Why would they pay $25K a year?
Because this is the established.
Oh, and I guess you could send.
Find your prescription there.
Not for long. Give me 15 years and I'll get back to you.
Now,
I'll invest.
make sure you copy
$75,000 a year, me, Marriott stock. I'll invest.
Me stock.
So if you have kids, I could have a fourth generation.
Which thankfully I don't.
Now we have some prices.
Oh God.
Ooh, wait, where is that at? Is that
So we have these values that we have to consider.
Are you just gonna
Harvest price first. So just copy them.
Dogs? Hogs? I don't have dogs. Do you have dogs? Hogs, dogs.
Wait.
Hogs, dogs, young.
So is this in the yield section?
This is all in the yield section.
Wait, where's
We're
the?
working on yield section.
That's after Foresight. Good site.
Harvest prices? Okay.
Price, we understand price as a coefficient, right?
You go back
It's
to the
valid
other
and
model.
multiply the decision variable.
We put it at the bottom?
Yeah, you put it in the bottom. Everything that is, everything that you can use to multiply the decision variable, it goes to the yield section. Prices, costs, interest rates, volume, everything.
Looks.
And then just this thing, the top discount factor, like for interest
The
rate.
discount factor is the interest rate. That part discounts the interest rate, so you.
You got your hog money.
Wait, so you just copied this, right? Dog.
Just harvest prices revenue.
Discount
I
factor, and
cost.
this is what you use to calculate it. Remember when they said
Like going back and forth.
use the discount function, the discount factor? This considers 4% interest rate.
So that goes at the top, though. Where does it go?
Oh, the
So
discount.
10 is for the length of the period?
No, this is not right. This is where it's supposed to start. It's supposed to be 1. That period over there. 10 is supposed to be 1.
Oh, they're coming straight from.
So it starts in the first period. What's the half?
Half means it calculates in half of the period, so at 5 years. Every 5 years in the period, it calculates.
Wait, so it is 10 or it's 1?
It's 1. Let's check it.
Come on.
So you double click on that.
My.
You double click on
Go
that
back to
discount
yours.
function, and then right click on it, and let's find help about discount function. Now you hit help discount function, and then if you have internet connection, you see that the helper, so the documentation for that function. So let's understand what this function is about.
It's too small for me to read.
So we need to switch this 10 to 1, right?
Better? All right, so this is a function to calculate discount factors or specified interest rate. So here is how you use that function. That's the interest rate, that's years per period. Oh, that's just the period, so yeah, stand.
10 is right.
And then the time.
It is.
So here we have it. The mask that you have to use. So that's the YT, that's a periodic, that's a yield, that is dependent on time. You have to define the mask.
Did you define what mask is already?
No, not yet. This is supposed to be, I defined mask. I defined.
Does everybody
You
understand
all
that?
remember what mask?
Where was that?
It's just
Mask is the question marks.
it's where it applies.
It calls the mask. Remember, we talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
When
They just call it a mask, but it's the string of characters that
It's the mask.
tell you what it's doing.
The string.
This is a mask. And when you have question marks all the way in the theme, it means apply to everything. So what we're doing here, you define the mask in this function. You say, I'm going to apply this decision variable, this yield that you're saying, to all of my filters, all the masks possible, all the themes. So full of question marks. That's why if you look at the model, you see full of question marks. There's no filter. Because that discount factor applies to anything. That is what a mask is. It's just a filter. Now you have to assign a name to that function, that calculation. And this I rate, that's the description, is a percentage or decimal representing the interest rate or discount rate. Okay? Years per period is a whole number greater than 0 representing the number of years per planning period. So in this case here, I used a different function. That's why I used a different function the other day. It's discount function. That's why I was using it. For that function, this is supposed to be the beginning of the period which that function starts to work. For that discount factor, then you have to use years per period, then you have to in this case. And timing, for example, is a string indicating when a period performed discounted. So options here are none, which means that amounts are paid in the beginning of the period. Half means the amount paid in the midpoint of the period. So if the period has 10 years, then the amount, then that amount is paid in half of it, so 2.5. Right? I'm sorry, 5 years. The half of a period is 5, right? So at 5 years in each period, he gets discount. Right? Lots of controls there, but it is. Okay? This basically summarizes how you can get information about functions. And here we have application. So here's the example. Discount factor is generated based on 10% discount rate using annual planning period. Annual, that's why it's 1. Every period is 1 year. And full means discount factor in period 1 reflects 1 full period or year of discounted and specified by the full parameter. Let's find the full parameter again. Where is full? Which means that amount paid at midpoint, and full, which means that amounts are paid at the end of the period. Okay? So if your model has 10 periods of 1 year each, you use full, that means you're going to discount in the end of that. If your period has 10 years and you have full, you're going to discount after 10 years. If it's half, it's going to discount after 5 years. And so on. And none, we're going to discount in the first year of that period. Okay,
Half is what you should use, except for in special situations.
all right. You can then copy that function and put it there. In your model. All right, let's see what else we need. Yeah, we have prices, I think we have some costs here, so let's grab costs. Put everything in the
And
section.
then show green.
Here's some costs. Oh, yeah. All right, so all these costs, all these prices, you can find that in the description. Okay, remember the CP, that means you're using a periodic model. So you have to count your first CP and then apply the magnitude to all periods. If you put 1 here, it means you start to use those yields in the first period and then it goes all the way to the end. If you put 2, then it starts in the second period. Okay. Question here? So I think we're good with the yield section now, once you place all these values there. Oh, and I think we have to finish the landscape section, there's still the point, yeah. There's OG and you have to finish it because it's part of the model and we're into make sure you copy all in the same order.
No, that's not right.
So,
Good sites are just A.
there you go. Good site and poor sites have OG and and then in the end here you have disaggregate that descriptions regarding the same loop. Make sure you put all in the same order. Then we don't have any issues with that. But in the landscape section order matters, so make sure we have them all in this order. Okay? So once we find area section, landscape section, and yield section, now we can go to the output section. That's where we define every output we need and KPIs. Remember KPIs? Now we're going to define our KPIs information that have some meaning for us. Let's get to output. We already have our inventory keywords there. Keyword there. Make sure you all see that this keyword is working. Now let's grab our first output. This.
Yeah, jeez. You lost me.
Why aren't you doing the other one on the bottom of those? Why didn't you grab all 3 of them? There were 3 in RX1. You grabbed 2. Did you mean to do that? Or
Well, I don't know.
This is the whole thing.
This is saying,
Okay.
Are we gonna put the whole thing in there? Should we just go ahead and do that?
I'll put the whole thing in there.
all right. So there's something here you're seeing that didn't turn blue. Sad. Didn't turn blue.
Mm.
This is the action. So let's set up this harvest activity. Remember, to set up the harvest, we have to set up an action that represents the harvest. And every time you have an action, you have to have a transition. So let's open now the action section. It's empty. We didn't set up any action yet. And now we have to set up an action that has the same name as here. Just copy this so we don't mess up the stuff. And then you're going to create an action. Just type the keyword. State that action in. And that's just represents an action. So let's describe it. Oh, there's something else I should do. You put a Y where you're from an action that represents if you're resetting the planning, if you're resetting that stand or not. That means if you're clear cut the stand, this is a yes, right? If you're thinning a stand, then you're not resetting. Does that make sense?
So you put it before or after?
You put it after.
So the Y means you clear cut.
Yes. Y means you're resetting the growth for that space.
What's going on here? I think I can do this all on
All right, so for prescription number 1, we have to create this action. That's the syntax. You use this operable keyword and just repeat that action name here. And now you have to set up the condition for the filters that stand have that make that stand or group of stands that harvest. So here, this means I have that I want my clear cut for prescription number 1 to happen in the existing stands that have good site quality and have no harvest yet.
How do you make it red? Do you have to copy and paste it or can you type it?
You can type in or you can copy and paste it and save it. If you save it, it turns red and otherwise it won't. So that is the filter you have to use. So for that filter, for a cubic foot that's greater than 1, basically everything that's not growing, that is already grown, it will clear cut. You can set up an age component here, and then age, if age is greater than something, then there's a clear cut. But in this case, I'm setting up this to clear cut anything that has this condition. So any stand that has this site that never been harvested before and existing, and it is existing, this stand is going to be harvested. Okay? Understand, everybody?
So,
I didn't get it right.
it's supposed to be harvested in the first 40 years. Is that coming up?
No underscore.
First 1 year.
Space.
Yes. So the existing
No
stands
underscore.
been harvested in 40 years.
Yeah, probably have a condition like that.
I'm just
Yeah,
I'm just bringing that up because that would make a big difference.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Oh, here. That's the regen condition for prescription number 1. Yeah. So when age is equal to 30 years, then you harvest. Or maybe 40 years, you harvest. So you have that there.
Okay, I see. So you're just breaking it up by, those will be 4 different variables, right? Or more.
There are different variables.
So you're harvesting in period 1, 2, 3, or 4. But you're
No,
harvesting any of the existing stands.
Yeah, this one here is for the second, it's for a thing, the second prescription. And this one here is for a thinning for the first prescription. Yeah, this is for a thinning, right? Let's see, that's what, yeah, that's for prescription number 1. That's for the jam stand. Yeah, we get there. So basically here what it's saying is that I'm going to harvest everything that exists. Alright? And then here I'm saying the same, using the exact same yeah, it's not the same. That's another action. This is the action that applies to core sites. So you have to go there in actions. That's the action. And create it for core sites. So we have one fund for core sites, one fund for core sites. This is not very good strategy, but okay.
Why is it there?
This is not a good strategy because you can set up just a single action and just filter them basically. This is an old one. Okay. Now we get back to the outputs. Then we have good, the action for clear cut and good stance, the action for clear cut and poor stance, and now we have the entire volume that is removed in this guy here that is for good sites, and this guy here that is for poor sites. And this is under prescription number 1. All right. Let's check if we have any errors here. No errors. Good. The first button here with this check in red checks the syntax. So if you click there, it just shows some warnings. You're fine. Okay. Now we have. Let's check. Let's run this model. Clicking this first button, now you can see the outputs. Zero. Why 0? Because we're not maximizing or minimizing anything, right? This is just showing what has been removed. Nothing. Nothing yet. So we go to the optimize section, and here in the optimize section we can define what we're going to optimize. So let's maximize. This guy here, so you copy and paste it here. So you do it for all periods. There's something. Oh, have to set up transitions. So you go to transition section. Yeah, sorry, as I said, once you define the actions, you have to come up with the transitions, right? That's the basic assumption.
So you define the actions, and the transitions are what happens to the, it becomes regenerate state. I'm just trying to help clarify the transitions.
Oh, yeah. Once you harvest, once you define the action, yeah, I was talking about this earlier today. So once you define the action, let's say clear cut, something happens there, right? No more wood, no more trees. What happens next? You have to transition the yield table from something you have, trees there, to something that you don't have anymore, and you want to have again. So trees growing up again, right? After a clear cut, you define a transition that takes all that wood out and then start growing up again. That's what the transition is doing. It's just moving the cable away. So let's get the transition. There. So that. Open transitions. I'll do that here. Hopefully there's something here. Yeah, I'll explain the transitions first. That's how you create the transitions here. You use this case, keyword, and then you use the action that you created. So again, that's the action we created, RX1G. Get back there, that's the exact same name. So you create a case, and with that same action here, and now comes the transition part. You're transitioning from that existing position that you defined in the area, in the action. That's the same in the action here. And you transition from that to a target table that represents this regen, question mark, and P1. So if you go to your where is it? Field section, you'll find that combination somewhere. It's regen, question mark, P1. So regen something P1, that is the table. So it's accounting for this table here and this table here, for good and poor sites. Okay? So it's been applied for all things, not only good or only poor site states. Okay? So that's for prescription number 1. Yeah, that's for prescription number 1 specifically. Okay? All right, that's what the transition section is doing. Now let me put the obvious for this something.
I'll be back.
Description number 2, to have the same idea, you have to come up with this action that's just clear cut, the same, and then clear cut for prescription number 3. You can just copy them all. Right, that is the action section that you're filling out. So you define an action for good sites, an action for poor sites. So prescription number 1, prescription number 2, and prescription number 3.
When I go into the already done one to copy it, I can't go into the actions.
I couldn't either.
You can get into the action.
Can't get into
It's like an X.
It won't open it up.
There was a way I was able to do it.
In the old, in which model? The MER model or in the model?
In
The
the
one that we downloaded was already made.
Can we get there?
That's a lot of excuses, guys.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You can't write that. I had to, for some reason, you
Oh, let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah. Get back to the first one. See, there's a number.
I know, it's not like there's no map boards, right?
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, there's a first for everything.
Now,
I don't know. You have to look at
Right.
but I just want somebody over here.
Oh.
okay. Now I have prescriptions 1 for good and for sites, all of them. That is what prescription 1 is supposed to do for all sites, right? Prescription 2, let's get back to prescription 2 and check it. Only for good sites, right? So only for good sites, prescription number 2. And prescription number 3, also good sites. Good sites, good. You have prescription number 9. Let's see if we can get it.
Me too.
There's no prescription.
Yeah, there is.
Did you copy this or something?
Which one are you on? Actions.
Oh, I think, yeah. Prescription number 9 is good.
I don't have one actually.
I don't need this, please do it.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Oh, that's good. Now let's go to positions and place the positions here.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Alright, guys, it's time to throw down. Where's the left?
Some of them are not blue because we didn't create them all from one deck. You can't create them from one, or you just can copy them. You can select them and hit this button here and comment all of them.
What? Wait, what did you just do? Oh, you made all comments?
You can just comment them, you can select and control, something called, and comment all of them.
Why would you want to do that?
You, for now, we haven't set them up yet. In the
Oh.
actions. But you can do it for,
Yeah,
just go ahead and say
I just went ahead.
So what did we do for RX9? Are we just not gonna?
no.
Put that in action?
Prescription 9 is
Just
a
do
do
not.
nothing prescription, so you don't have to do anything for it.
Oh, okay.
But is it gonna spit out the output for the do nothing? Or do you have to
No,
put that?
the do nothing prescription is any it's any mask that has this NH.
Oh, okay.
That's no harvest.
Makes sense.
All right, so we have all actions placed, and we have all conditions placed here. Good. Oh yeah, I was supposed to tell you something about